Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
Let's do some voicemail.
All right, buddy. Do you you know who this person is?
As the resident best poker player for Tom and Dan, this is Sean from Las Vegas. I got some sad news. Unfortunately, the godfather himself, Doyle Brunson, has passed away at 89 years old. R.I.P. Doyle Brunson took the old flush draw to God, I guess. All right, catch you guys later.
I only kept that because he said flush draw to God, which made me laugh.
So old Doyle passed. I didn't know that.
I didn't even know who that is.
Doyle, if I had said the name
poker
Doyle
player.
Brunson,
Well, now I know.
if I'd have said Doyle Brunson to you, I knew who that was. Only because Jim Colbert told me Doyle Brunson. He used to make a lot of Doyle Brunson jokes.
Yeah,
It's a great name. Doyle Brunson.
You know, speaking of trying to learn how to be better at something, I started listening to poker audiobooks because
Oh my God.
Jesus
Christ.
Well, it has to do with
Poker audiobooks. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Oh yeah, because it's all strategy.
Is it fiction or nonfiction? Oh.
No, it's just how to become a better poker player.
Oh, okay. So like a poker self-help.
A lot of poker players are gamblers too.
Hi,
and
I'm
they
Chris
go-
Moneymaker, and I'm going to teach you poker.
Because there's a correlation between being a good poker player and being a good gambler,
Okay.
especially on sports.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to find the best value, and it's just
Some
statistical
say-
odds.
Some say I'm good at gambling and I'm good at poker. Others say I'm addicted to gambling, I'm addicted to poker.
The problem is there was a poker heyday where it was super
2006.
like entertaining, the moneymaker years,
Yeah.
like where Chris
Bracelets are flying.
Moneymaker, everybody started getting into poker,
And then that guy that would chop carrots in half with cards.
then
That
the-
ugly man with long hair and a fedora, he would throw cards at carrots.
It's like MMA is, where there was a heyday where there was interesting characters
Yeah.
that everybody followed.
Weirdos. You got to have some weirdos.
Like some weirdos.
There's a reason that they made E. Honda wear a Japanese diaper and
Yeah.
kick the car.
and
It's to set him apart. You got to do the Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Everybody's got to have like kind of like American or Chinese Ninja Warrior. What is it? Japanese Ninja Warrior, where you dress as your occupation.
yeah. Where it's more character driven. And then there was like famous characters like
Yeah.
Doyle Bronson and people,
Yeah.
you know, the moneymaker was
Yeah,
what made
they
it
did it
possible.
in
but
pool too. The Black
Phil
Widow.
Hellmuth
Yeah.
and you know, like eating competitions
Yeah.
too. Like everybody.
Kobayashi, Ed Cookie Jarvis.
And then as it got popular, then all of a sudden a bunch of, basically autistic geniuses got involved. And then they're
they
just
ruined
annihilate.
everything. They
And then
ruined everything. Look at the guy in the Natalia Grace story, that autistic guy.
there's some autistic kid in South Korea that's playing 30 hands at the same time.
That's not fair.
Playing online poker.
One at a time.
That is insanely good
Yeah.
and could beat any Doyle Bronson old man. You know what I'm saying? And then it's
Brunson,
like.
it's Brunson.
And then it became not fun anymore to watch, at least. So then it became less popular.
But then when you get a drunk Scott Stapp in there, magnifique. Back to watching it again.
And then the more I learn about all this stuff is the better you get at it, the least fun it is. And
Okay.
you get to a point where it isn't. It's the least fun thing you could do, but that's the only way to win. And it's to strip the fun away.
What made you come to that conclusion?
Because that's how it works in like sports betting
Well,
and
I think
then poker.
I think he's also
Where-
saying that the process in order to win, like it's exciting to go all in sometimes on a hand that's garbage, right? But you're saying that the process in order to do it, it's so regimented
It's just
and
a
by the
grind.
book. Yeah, it's a grind.
Yeah, like any
I
particular.
don't know. I feel like winning is fun.
Yeah,
Not long-term winning. It's
Yeah.
like over 20 years.
yeah, but like to be a professional poker player, right, and make a living doing that, you're spending 12 hours in the worst times of day at a casino.
You get home at
just
4 a.m.
Essentially, just beating tourists out of their money. You know, that's it.
Right.
And it's not the big glamorous like poker tournaments or whatever, because those are too hard to get to the end.
It's like being a traveling touring comedian. I mean, you can
Yeah,
be
the
successful.
grind is ugly.
Yeah, you can be successful, make a decent amount of money, and
Yeah.
and
You know
still
what Bill
work your
Burr
ass off.
Bill Burr had to do to get to where he's at? That ugly ass grind at the beginning.
Yeah,
like now he's winning
brutal.
the poker tournaments at the end, or like and a lot of these guys are just they bring them to celebrity stuff and then they put but to actually make money only gambling is not even fun at all.
Oh,
it isn't.
oh.
It isn't. So,
But like, I do admire the fact that you try to get a little bit better, incrementally better, learn a little bit more. You know what I mean?
only because it's just how my brain is
it's your
wired.
hobby.
It has nothing to do with anything else. Same thing with you petting Dansby.
I don't know why.
That's what gives you
Yeah.
enjoyment.
It just
Who
releases chemicals. I'm okay with it.
Nothing right or wrong about
Nope,
anything.
not-
Anybody does.
Exactly. Let's try. Now this one is labeled YouTube beef. I don't know if that means beef you eat or fight. We'll see.
Hello, show. Nick and DeLand here. You're talking about kids watching things on YouTube and how annoying it is. My biggest beef with these YouTube creators is my kids are 8, 4, and 2, and the 8 and 4-year-old watch like Stimpy and whoever else some of these people are. But it's ruined the way video games are played for kids because these YouTube creators are just narrating every single move they do, whether it's Minecraft or Roblox or whatever. It's like, oh, I'm going to go to the left and I'm going to get my pickaxe and get this dirt and I'm going to use this dirt to build this thing over here. And they're just talking nonstop. So when my kids play, Roblox or Minecraft or whatever, they're talking nonstop and they're telling me, and anyone that will listen, I've got this many blocks, I've got this much money, ooh, I just got this much more money. It's unreal.
I catch Maisie doing this too. Like if Maisie is playing,
Sounds
Sounds like a kid to me. I don't know.
If Maisie's playing Fall Guys, no, it's worse, Sam.
Kids always talk about what they're doing.
You catch them though.
I'm going to play with this stupid thing.
Will you catch them saying the things that the YouTubers are saying? Like she
Yeah, because
narrates,
Yeah.
and I'm like, stop, just shut up, just stop.
Like I'll use this analogy. My buddy Enrique in Miami learned English through the show Martin.
Yeah.
So
American classic.
Weird. Every time I saw him, he called me Gina.
That's how he learned how to speak English, from watching the show Martin. So he adopted some of the sayings Martin would say
go
on the show.
girl.
Like he picked up some of these speech patterns and stuff from Martin Lawrence, and then that's because that's how he learned English. So the kids are consuming all these gaming, social media influencers, and they're adopting the sayings.
Yeah.
You know what Tommy started recently saying is
F you, old man.
no. God, what was
Never gets old because somebody's gonna say it to us.
No, it was some sort of internet video that was super popular at the time. It was like an old man screaming about something, and then it was a popular joke we talked about on the show.
Okay.
And then that somehow
What?
that
No money.
no,
Oh
it
God!
wasn't-
If he said that, I'd be like, whoa, no.
It was popular with outside of our universe, like on the internet.
Okay.
And then they took the clip, and then that got infused into gaming
whatever-
culture.
yeah.
And now they do this a lot with The Office. Like there's tons of
Like the,
Office.
no, like
Yeah.
that one. I see that one all the time.
Yeah, and then so my sons will say that, not knowing that it's Michael from The Office, because they have no concept of The Office. They may know.
Yeah,
a
your
little bit
guys
of it.
get more. They got more on real internet. Maisie's not on that. She's too baby. She's still all in baby land. She doesn't have
Or
any
just
of
the
that. I
way she's
want some
wired,
of that.
like-
I want some. I need some like colloquial phrases. I need some like slang. I need her to say some things that I'm like, you shouldn't say these nuts. I need some of that in my life, and I got none of it.
Yeah.
None. Not even. I can't even say damn. I can't say stupid. I cannot say the word stupid.
Oh yeah. No, it's Tommy and Max. Now they won't say it unless they get permission.
Sure.
But they'll ask like, "Can I curse?" And I will say yes in the pool, and then they will tell me. It will be like I'm sitting next to a biker at Ale House.
She's never said a curse word.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Not even close. Not. No, and
That's
I
the
know
way she's wired,
Yeah,
though.
she's wired like her mom.
So it is what it is. There's nothing, like I said, it's not a bad thing. It's
No.
actually a good thing.
I guess. I don't know.
But I don't know. I expose my kids to, or let them watch YouTube or some stuff, and I'm not like over the shoulder watching every single thing they watch. And if they do stumble upon something bad at this age, 8 and 9 years old,
what are you gonna do?
I'm kind of like, well, they'll see it.
They've already seen it.
I know. And then
I'm sure Maisie's seen it.
I'm not joking. I am petrified, and who knows if it's already happened. It could have happened, there's gonna be some kid at school. And he's gonna put Pornhub on and show my sons.
Stop. I don't even like
because they all have phones,
this.
and for sure this goes on all the time.
I don't even like thinking
and then
about
they're gonna say,
Yuck,
"Look at
yuck,
this hardcore porn."
Stop.
9-year-old and because some
I
other
can't even look you in the face.
no, but that
I know.
is 100% gonna happen, right? There's nothing stopping it, nothing, because they all have phones. Like Tommy and Max tell me that most of their friends have phones. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they've got it. What do you think they're gonna do? They're looking, and they're for sure not all of them have some parental block on it.
Yeah,
most probably don't.
Yeah, exactly. And so they're gonna see that, and it's like I want to build up some callus between Mickey Mouse and Pornhub because I think that's too far. That's a traumatic jump, right? It's got to be, I'll start letting them hear the F word before they see Pornhub, but it's coming, like Tommy.
Oh yeah, she hears it. She just does it. There's not even a curiosity to want to say it.
Yeah, and
which
that's
is so
weird.
weird.
That's a good wiring. She's just wired, like you said, like your mom or Andrea.
Yes, like your
like
mom.
my mom. Yeah, no, you were right.
Where she is, she doesn't.
Well, I'd like to play. I play hard. I play rough. I say crazy things. I want to play rough with her, and she doesn't. It's not. It's me and Dansby. We go in the garage and curse. Curse great. We curse our asses off. All right, here's one more.
Hey guys, it's DeBerry Joe. I'm keeping my voice down because my girlfriend's trying to sleep. It's a little late and I've been drinking a little bit. Talking about Tom's root problems, I found some super cool redneck dude, plumber that friend of the family, whatever. But he told me if I could.
Why not just say, I know a plumber, and he told me this. Why say friend of the family?
Because DeBerry Joe, you get on, you start leaving a message.
He's also been drinking.
Yeah, okay, it's the drinks.
And then you over-explain.
Yeah.
But
I'm just wondering, does that have something to do with it? Like him being a friend of the family?
I think it's the psychology behind there's no one else talking back or like giving you any sort of acknowledgement.
So he's painting the picture.
So so you just start saying too much with there's no reciprocation of.
He's painting the picture. Yeah, he's setting the scene.
But then but unneeded details. I don't care
I don't know.
who
Maybe
you heard.
he's thinking about the radio. Maybe I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong on
You're
this
not
one.
painting a picture. You're like, I heard it from, I think it was a friend of my mom. No,
I
wait
think
a
I'm
minute.
wrong on this one. He's doing
a friend
what
of
he
my
should
cousin.
do on radio. I'm wrong.
No,
I'm in the wrong here. Yes, I am.
DeBerry Joe's wrong, 100%.
No, I'm in the wrong. DeBerry Joe was doing what a good radio host would explain, would paint the picture.
Yeah. No, that's what details. You're giving
detail CG.
Unnecessary details. We don't care.
Detail CG.
A friend of your mom or a friend of your cousin, no one cares. That's a detail that no one cares. It doesn't make it enhance the story at all. It doesn't make
He's
the story.
talking as if he's having a conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to it here.
Dig out the trench myself in between my two giant oak trees in my front yard to replace my sewer line. He'd give me a deal, and I ended up digging it out and saving most of the roots. Over the course of 2 days, it was a pretty big, hefty deal. But he came in, replaced the pipe. I buried it myself, and he said, you dug that really quick. If you could do 2 or 3 more of those trenches, no charge. So I replaced my sewer line free of charge, and still working great. Yeah, all right.
And that's why he told us it was a friend of the family, because he got some free work done.
So wait,
okay, so you dug 4 or 5 trenches for a guy for a free sewer pipe, all right?
Good deal.
I believe that could happen. I didn't say, I bet you there's no amount of work I could do for someone to get something free. I understand that's how it works.
So that whole voicemail was about one man trading a hole for a sewer pipe.
No, 4
holes equal 1 sewer pipe.
And you've dug a lot of holes, Tom. This sounds like a great deal for you.
No, it's horrible. You know how much, if someone had said, hey, can you dig a trench in my front yard from the my door to the sidewalk, right? How much would they have to pay me to do that? I'd be like, $8,000.
$8,000.
Or whatever. I don't want to do that.
You've already done that.
Yeah. I know. I've done it for myself, trying to save $8,000 or whatever it is, and that's why I keep screaming at myself every time I get into these things. Anyway, yeah, DeBerry Joe, I realized that I could do probably majority of the work myself, or find someone that if I could do work for them, they'd probably help me out on the deal.
Yeah.
What is that telling me?
But your sewer, I thought your sewer pipes are fine now, right?
They are, but eventually they will
Oh,
be
it's coming
bad.
for you.
But that's why we have sponsors like Modern Plumbing.
Yeah, I still think you should
Oh,
run
God.
the
How's
sewer.
the outdoor shower going?
Now, if I didn't have,
Yeah, how is your outdoor shower?
they're coming tomorrow morning.
Yeah, all right.
yeah.
You're gonna stand over him and
You gonna
hover,
leave
or are
him
you
alone
just
this
gonna
time?
You gonna come into work, or do you need to be there because you
well,
can't have another man near your wife?
No, they're good. No, I
Todd
don't.
likes
that's
to stand there and don't look at my wife.
That anybody could be around my wife. That never bothered me. My wife could go to a swingers resort.
Oh my God!
Like for a meeting, and I would ask her more about like, what'd you see? Did you see some dongs?
Why do you go to dongs automatically?
I wouldn't be jealous. You know what I'm saying?
wrong
Like
with
she like if she had some ridiculously hot client that was like a
Mr. Dong.
you know, some sort of male erotic dancer or something like that.
Hello, my name is Mr. Dong, and
Erotic
I'm a
dancer.
male erotic dancer.
I wouldn't be jealous, but I would be curious about like what
You'd be like, let me see your dong.
Let me see the
Mr.
corn.
Dong. Hey, Mr. Dong.
Like-
Let me see it.
her like or like him seducing her or falling in love or
Did
having
he
an
seduce you
affair
good?
would never cross my
So,
mind.
but what if she came home and said, okay, I was out showing properties, Bart Merrick team. I have this new client. He's a male erotic dancer. His name is Mr. Dong.
Yeah.
He showed it to me.
yeah.
Would you be like, what?
Well, I
Or
would
would you be like, I need a minute to process this.
no, I wouldn't be
Give
mad.
me a second.
I'd
I
be
need
like,
a cigarette.
No, seriously, I'd be, he showed it when what? Why? It'd be like,
Well,
what?
he needed it. Gets the passcode to get into his home. It's face activated, but it's not his face. It's
his other head.
Dong face.
Oh, okay. So he just did it to get into the house.
Yeah, it's
well,
a
that's
it's a
weird.
security measure.
I'm like, I'm going to talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, it
That's
is
a
weird.
weird thing.
It's like using Apple ID and using your cat's face to open your phone instead of your own.
like his intention was to get into his house,
Yeah.
and he's got some.
Well, nobody would
weird,
think to do that.
Weirdo dong identifier.
You've never done that?
That's what would
You've
fascinate
never done
me.
that with the finger ID on your iPhone, made it your dong?
I don't understand why anybody would
Or your
get
big
mad
toe?
that someone did that. Now, if I thought it was like maybe he did it to like CK
Seduce
you
her.
or whatever,
To
you
CK
know,
you,
like
yeah.
maybe it's like some power move. Then
I
I'm
like that's a verb
yeah.
now.
he's a creepo.
Yeah, like, while it's here.
But did he try to shield? Like I would want to know the details. Like
Yeah,
did
he shielded it like he was at an ATM.
Did he say, "Excuse me"? I have
Yeah,
to
put
do
his
this"?
hands around it.
Yeah.
Like it's at an ATM
Well-
and he didn't want you to see your passcode 6969.
Yeah. So like then he's trying to have some respect
Yeah,
for
He's like,
you know, the
I'm sorry, this
realtor.
is very embarrassing. I have to open my house with my dong.
If you break it down, it all makes sense.
Yeah, it really does.
Hey guys, this is a general PSA about anyone that has a neighbor with a tree that might fall onto their property or their house. Their homeowner's insurance is not responsible unless you serve them with like a certified letter, and they like I think you need proof of them signing it, or anyway you need proof that you've let your neighbors know that you're worried about their tree damaging your property, and then that's how you can get them responsible for paying for the tree that damaged your property. Yep, I went through it here with my neighbors. Luckily they're cool, but that's how it works. Seems stupid, but that's it.
Never heard of that you had to have proof that you told them you were worried about it.
Yeah.
I thought your homeowner's insurance just took care of that if it damaged someone else's
I didn't
property.
know. I didn't know. Is that like one of those things where you would have to walk over to your neighbor and then say like,
Oh,
"Hello,
God.
hello, Mr. Bolin. I'm
Yeah.
worried about this tree.
But
I
you gotta
think
have it
it's
in
dead."
writing.
Yeah, but no. Then you walk back and then you have to like document it. You have to write it in
no.
a journal. You write like 6/6/23.
No, there's probably an actual form.
Talk to
right?
Mr.
Yeah.
Burnett.
Code
you know.
enforcement form or something.
Here's what I know about insurance is they'll do whatever it takes not to pay. And so I'm sure throughout the years they realize random trees falling on people's like from one property to another and damaging stuff happens too much. So we have to do something, build something in so we don't have to pay out all these claims. So what they'll do is they'll lobby and they'll put out false information and like propaganda out in
Right.
the community to get people to be like, well, you can't be responsible for if your tree falls and like it happens all the time. And like, yeah, we should vote against like our own rights.
Lobby.
And then people will vote against really what's better for them if leaving it open because that's better for insurance.
Yeah.
They'll vote against that. Then they'll put that in the law, and now insurance companies don't have to cover unless you go through this huge process.
And they change this all the time. I mean, it just changed a couple of weeks ago.
Yes,
did it not?
limiting the amount you can sue for because they manipulate the people.
They control everything. We're just puppets.
No, but stop becoming a puppet.
I'm a puppet.
Stop doing
What
it.
do you mean?
People are voting against their own rights.
Because yes means no and no means yes. Sometimes they do that.
Yeah, and
I've seen the signs. It's like, you better make sure you read that because if you vote yes on it, it really means
the
no.
opposite.
And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, well,
yeah.
that's not what I heard. No means no.
No,
My
we're
mom
gonna
ingrained that into my brain.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Anyway, so and who's gonna do that? Serve their neighbor a letter for their
that's
rotten
too,
tree, and then
cringy.
and then if I get a letter served to me, I'm like, hey, Bob, why did you just talk to me? Like,
Well,
tell me.
legally, I have
Can
to
I tell
have
you
it in
something?
writing.
Can I
No,
tell
or-
you something? My dad did this, and it ruined the friendship.
Yeah, it makes people mad.
My dad did it.
Even
to
if
his,
it's not
I'm not even going to
ill
say
will.
his neighbor because they still live there, even though we sold the house. But the guy remember the big argument with my dad and the neighbor, and them yelling at each other. I've told the story. That's what happened. It fell on the fence. He did the process where you have to say this because that way you're going to share the cost. Man, it just ruined the relationship. It just made it a giant pain in the ass. He should have just fixed it.
And then accidents happen.
Yeah. Act of God.
Just stop freaking out about everything. Bye-bye.
All right. Tuesday?
That's Tuesday, yeah.
Done. Do I have to cut out his other head when I was talking about face
No.
recognition? I didn't say dickhead or anything.
Yeah. There's,
Okay. And
that's
also, earlier when I said we don't pee on one another, do I have to cut that out?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Because you're peeing on someone.
that technically is an FCC violation.
All right,
but
I wrote it down. I got it.
I don't think the FCC
Well, we didn't hear
is
anything
real
about
anymore.
Jocelyn Jane, so I think we're solid, right?
Yeah,
Well, you did a nice job on cutting it.
It's impossible for how would they even determine what's on terrestrial radio, what's on the internet? Like, how the hell do you, unless you somehow prove that you're recording my radio and you're like pointing at it, but everybody's what old timey goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't even know how they do it anymore,
your,
man. I don't
your
even know
car
if they can.
will play streaming anything.
I don't even know if they can.
No, I don't think it
I
exists.
Yeah, because there's really it's not. I mean, it does exist
What
for your
proof?
major players. It would exist for NBC Nightly News. It would exist for the Super Bowl. It's going to exist for
your local radio
Yeah.
station. Even if someone reported a curse word, how would you prove it nowadays? You used to be able to, if you sent in a recording, it couldn't have come from anywhere else, right? And now it's like, well, where's this recording coming from? Because it's coming from the internet or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, like you wouldn't even be able to source us unless you taped it from the radio and said this was on the radio, because anything else is just going to be an MP3 file and there's no time code on it.
but even if you taped it from the radio, how would you even prove
No,
it's coming
my
from the
point
radio?
is some things are not. Most of our files are not radio files.
No, yeah. And then even like taping it, like you'd have to have a recording device and a old timey radio, because any other radio can pick up streaming for the most part, right? You'd have to have like a boom box.
No, you'd have to use a car radio.
No, but even a car
No,
radio
you
is
couldn't do
streaming.
that. I'm trying to think of a way around it. No, you can't.
Like, I'm sure.
Are we at it? Are we recording more? or-
Yeah, we'll record one more.
One more.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. What are we doing on Wednesday?
You want to do Wednesday 3?
Yeah. There's something.
Have you guys seen that Mama's comedy show?
Mm-mm.
I think it's on iDrive. I'd never heard of it before. It popped up in my Facebook this morning. It's called Mama's Comedy Show. I saw, is his name Ali Flores? Is that his name? I think he's an improv guy, local improv comedian or stand-up. But I saw him there. DJ and other people might know it. But it's like called Mama's Comedy, and it's on iDrive, and they call everybody cousin and then the person's name. So you'd be like cousin Sam, cousin Tom, cousin Dan, and then they go and it's like, whose line is it anyway? And you go, but I'd never heard of it.
It's the hottest comedy
Yeah.
show in Orlando.
So that's my point. Is like this thing has been going on for I want to say like 20 years.
2009.
Yeah, like it's been going on for forever, and I'm just now hearing about it, and I'm like, well, wow, that makes me feel weird because I thought I knew all
Never
the.
heard of this.
Yeah.
We only know a small.
You only know what
percentage,
yeah.
Just what's in your vicinity, and most people's like.
You know why I think I got it? Tony Rage coming in here talking about improv.
Oh, maybe.
And that's why I got the improv comedy.
Like just this job that we do I feel like is 30% were exposed to 30% more information than the average person.
Yeah,
right?
You're right.
Because
I think it's higher than that.
Because it's like
there isn't
most
a time
of my
when
buddies
I'm not reading shit.
Most of my buddies, like, if I didn't have this job, I would consume my podcast I listen to on the way to work. And then at work, unless, I'd probably be, not consuming much, right? Or like podcasts at lunch. And then what else are you exposed to? The conversations with your employees or your coworkers?
I don't think most
wife
people
or
talk
husband?
a ton at work.
Depends on the job.
Yeah,
like
it does
small
depend on
talk.
the job. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like superficial. You're not having any like deep-rooted.
I don't know, man. People will tell you some shit at
That's
work.
true. They'll just spit because they don't
yeah.
have
They
any
just
friends.
start
They're
telling all
lonely.
kinds of shit, and you're like, what?
Lonely.
yeah.
Don't tell me this. I don't need to know you're cheating on your husband.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oversharing.
You've heard that before?
Oh, yeah.
What do you want to do here? And do some emails?
Yeah.
We have more of those than voicemails. That's...
Yeah, let's do some emails.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2. Welcome back to a corporate time. Did you hear that? You hear my voice? Welcome back.
Welcome.
Welcome.
You losing it? Or
I don't know. I don't know what's happening with my voice. This time of year, my allergies get really bad, and then I have a little more fluctuation.
yeah.
But we use it so much. Like, we're
Yeah.
always talking
Yeah.
with purpose. It's not like regular. Like, if I could talk like, well, I guess I do sometimes. Like, right now, I'm kind of talking like how I normally talk. But I don't know. There's a little more force. We put a little more purpose into it. And then at the end of the day, I am just spent.
What's an email, Sam?
What is an email?
What
it's
is an
electronic mail that comes to the internet.
What is in
What?
an email? What is in an email?
Hi, Sam. Look up the male superb bird of paradise. It's a good bird for Bird Tuesday or Wednesday. Superb bird of paradise.
All right, I'm
We're
looking
going back
up-
to Bird Wednesday.
Okay.
Oh, I've seen this
I'm
on
looking up the
Planet
superb-
Earth.
I'm looking him up right now. Here is
Beautiful.
the superb bird of paradise.
And then when it looks right at the camera, its head, you can't even see its head. All you see is
Oh,
wow,
two
look at
that.
blue eyes.
Oh
and
yeah,
they're-
that's beautiful. Oh, look like Batman.
Mothman.
Yeah, kind of looks like Mothman.
The amount of I relate to birds.
Okay, all right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's
Figure
get in.
this
Let's
one
dig
out.
in.
Because the amount
Why
of
don't you get one for your boys?
the amount of effort they have to go through to get laid is insane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
See what
okay,
he's
that's
doing.
what
This
I
guy's just
really-
trying out new stand-up.
No, I'm just.
I like this. I like
Yeah,
this.
like
What is
this.
what
this
did you call it?
yeah,
Mama's
yeah.
Family Comedy? What was it?
Yeah, Mama's show.
Give me a
Yeah,
call.
yeah.
I'm open.
You know, I'm a lot like a bird. How many? Raise your hand. You know birds are? Anybody know birds are around here?
So-
I'm a lot like a bird because,
I'm
birds.
like a bird.
Birds got to work really, really hard to get laid. Am I right, guys?
These birds, I like it better where you could just go fight another male
And then
if
sleep
you-
with his wife?
If you beat him, yeah, because it's so easy. It's
You
cut
would
and dry.
fight me and sleep with my wife.
But birds, like that's not an option. So I have to live like a bird, and I have to do these elaborate dances
Yeah.
and grow these
Yeah,
feathers.
give me some of your dances.
I have to find some garbage and build it around my nest to attract, the female. So I
What
can
have you
mate
been
with her.
working on recently? What's your
Well,
new mating?
Well, the thing is, I wish it was that easy. It's a mystery, though.
Okay.
I don't think it is because she's actually told you what you need to do, and it's a little bit of dancing
Well,
called compliments and
What
being
is-
thoughtful.
Well,
and
normally
think
she
she
has a
picked-
project. What's her project right now? What happened to the wooden what happened to the
Chandelier or
wooden
something?
chandelier?
No. Well, we started this whole fight.
Butcher block
no.
table.
started a fight.
Okay, so she,
What aren't you fighting?
okay, it's most of the time. She started build these. She got excited her next project.
Oh, I think
was gonna
nest.
with this outdoor shower that modern plumbing is putting
That's
in
her
tomorrow.
project?
Well, she's the one that wanted the outdoor shower because she was tired of the boys getting like
Just
wet
running through the
footprints.
house wet. Yeah.
And then
Towels could solve this.
no, I know, but there's no towels. We go through the towels, and then they're like, no
Yeah.
towels. I'm just going there.
Do you
I'm
know
drunk.
what's cheaper and less time? Let's build a whole outside shower that you're still gonna need towels
well,
for.
we don't have a client called Modern Towels. So
Maybe we should. We do have our own Tom and Dan towels.
And so
if you own a towel
anyway,
company, call us.
And so this outdoor shower, then she was like, well, let's build like a fancy wood thing.
I like that. I'm with her on this.
Because when we were in Hawaii, we stayed at this place called the Tiny Tiki, and there was a outdoor shower.
My buddy had this. Brendan O'Brien had this. You'd shower outside in like a little wood hut, and it was awesome.
And so now we can't, like, the shower's within our pool enclosure, so it's not like we could do this elaborate outside thing. So she was going to build like a mini version of that inside.
Where Daddy goes to vape his weed in the outdoor shower.
And then she built these. Okay, this is why I'm my own worst enemy, by the way, because I know exactly what I did, and I'm such an idiot, and it caused 4 days of misery for myself.
What did you do?
So she has this. She built all these plans. And she has 2 sheets of paper of like wood sizes and drawings, and then sizes of how, and then the slats, and the type of wood.
So she's gonna do it so you can't see, you can barely see, and it's like sort of like,
there's a platform, there's a door, there's a whole thing like
a nice wooden.
It was a schematic
tiny tiki.
Like
you're
like
building a tiny tiki.
An architect would. I was like,
Ross's wife is an art, like she would do.
Yeah. So she had all this. So obviously, and now I'm saying,
did she draw this up? Did she find it on Etsy?
No, she drew this up.
It's impressive.
And now she looked at plans, and then she took the plans of the internet and just modified them to her own personal plans.
I love it. What's wrong with this? This sounds great.
Well,
this is exciting.
What's wrong with it is me.
This is very much like what I would do with my scooter, right? Make a plan, take your time, get all the right materials.
Yeah. So now
you wanted it faster, didn't you?
No, of course. In retrospect, like I realized what I did, but I got home from work.
And you were drunk again.
And then
slapping everybody around.
And then I'm taking off my work uniform to put on Tiny Dukes. That's all I wear at the house now. And then, so as I'm doing that, Crystal's like, I figured out the outdoor shower, and then I walked over, and then she showed me all these like plans.
Oh no.
And then I said, I think that's too much.
Oh, you just dismissed it. You crapped on it.
I dismissed it. Now, I didn't even know. That was what I felt inside. I didn't even have time to prepare a lie.
You dismissed it.
If I had time, if I knew this was happening.
No, but you gave her your honest truth. You gave her from the core. You told her. You basically said her plans are S.
Yeah. Oh, she took it like that.
Yeah. She took it. I would have taken it that way, too.
You take it the same way when I say you don't need an outside shower.
Well, no, I don't take it. I just,
You scream.
I scream on the show, but the honest answer is yes, I don't. But this helps.
I don't think he cares.
But this also helps a relationship with Modern PI. It's a business thing.
Yeah,
also,
and it's for his wife to get laid.
This
is part of the
my
dance.
wife likes it, whatever. Like, if this was just a, do I need this or not? I'm always gonna say no.
Yeah, right.
Of course I don't.
So
anyway.
Did she instantly shut down? Did she run with what happened when you said, I think this is too much?
Well, immediately.
You knew.
I knew I made a detrimental mistake.
Yeah, but you're really good about telling me. Like, he's really good about telling me.
And
like,
she knew.
Hey, man,
and she knew it was how I really felt inside.
Isn't that a little reactionary for you? Normally, you take a beat.
Huh?
Normally, she would show you the plans.
Well, she caught me by surprise. I was taking off my work
now you know how I feel when you blurt something out and you're like, oh, my God, what have I done?
No.
You've done it.
And then I told
you're not supposed to be doing that.
If I had gotten some hints that she had spent hours
doing CAD drawings,
making an architectural drawing of this. And
protractor.
I would have told myself, all right, get prepared to when she presents this to you, not to dismiss it and say it's too much. We don't need all that.
What would you have said instead? What would you said? This is great.
I would have said, oh, look at. Then I would have.
Oh, look at that! You made some plans.
I could manipulate my way out of it later.
Okay.
But the initial
by talking to the plumber.
Well, not even that.
We're not doing any of this. We're just in a drain and a pipe.
Well, I would start poking holes in it and then like, man, so much wood in this corner, and then it's gonna start getting mildew and it's gonna get dirty.
You're gonna get termites.
I could have manipulated my way out of it later.
Black mold.
But by instantly telling her my true thoughts, which was too much. This is too much, and also she's emotional.
Yeah.
So I might as well take in her face and smoosh it in doo doo. And then I might as well.
It was like you unzipped and just went on the plans in front of her.
I might as well have told her nothing you've ever done was good.
Yeah, it is.
That's how how she took it.
Yeah, I take things like that.
I know how to.
Yeah, he knows. He's surrounded by emotional people, except for you, Sam. But like, he'll look
Sam,
at me.
it doesn't matter what I tell her. She
he'll
just goes home, forgets about work.
He'll say something. He'll say something to me, and it's like you're saying, "This is too much." That's the phrase. And what I'm hearing is, "You should have never been born." And I'm like, listen to this.
It's
Listen
worse. It's the worst insult. It's a minute, tiny thing.
No, you wish that
There's
your
a way
wife,
to say it, but phrase it better. But say the same thing, just not as dismissive, right?
What you should have done is led with a compliment. Like what I would have done is
Wow,
been
that
like,
looks
"This
awesome.
is great."
But do you think we need all that?
I wouldn't have even gone that hard. I would have been like,
never
"This
say it
is
right there.
great. This is great." Now we may not be able to get all of this, but this is the goal. See what I did there? You got to pile it on
Well,
thick.
that's an emotional person. Where, like you trying to get my honest opinion. Never get my honest opinion.
It's coming.
You don't want to hear
It's coming.
And then I have to keep it to yourself. That's a number one piece of advice to everybody. Keep your honest opinion
So are
to
you
yourself.
still in the silent phase?
No, I'm starting to come out of it. This was last Friday.
Yeah.
Last Friday. I'm just coming out of it now.
In the silent phase.
It's been.
I do that to Andrea. I won't talk to her for days.
Yeah,
I'm like, you wished at me never been born. She's like, no, I just said you shouldn't buy a 35th motorcycle helmet, you idiot.
Yeah. That's how it happens.
Yeah.
It's
a problem.
Anyway, we're coming out of it now.
Okay.
Modern plumbing's coming tomorrow.
All right, we'll see how this goes.
No giant wood structure. Although I did start building some plants around it, which probably made her more mad because I was like,
you just got rid of my wood for your plants.
Because I started looking, I was like, we could just build I put some plants in a pot on the other side of the pool screen.
Catch the water.
Well, not that.
Well, now I'm on her side because
but it's a more natural. It's like bathing in a jungle. And that's what the goal is.
I always wanted to bathe in a jungle.
But, use the plants, a natural barrier for the neighbors. Also, who's looking in our backyard? We could be out there nude.
Well, now that I know you
I thought you were out there nude.
Now that I know you have an outdoor shower, if you don't think I'm going to try to peek through your plants to see your wife's bush, you're crazy. I'm going to be over there every other day. Let's try this one.
Hi, Tom, Dan, Samantha. Just thought I'd call in and maybe rain on Tom's parade a little bit about testosterone and that it's, totally good and safe. And it normally is, from what I understand, and it is good to get you back to your, youthful days of being a young man with testosterone. But just...
It is nice for one of the dwarves to call in from the gym minds to tell us about his journey with testosterone.
Little story. I am on testosterone, and granted, I was taking a little more than I should have. I kind of gamed the system a little bit, and so I was taking higher doses than I should.
Okay.
Muscle dwarf.
And it's a long story, so I won't get into it all here. You guys can feel free to tell my story if you like. But it caused something called erythrocytosis in me, which the doctors thought it was heart failure. I actually am in heart failure because it has turned my blood to sludge.
No, sludge blood.
You got the sludge blood.
Well, sir,
Sludge,
you
and
did
that's
say you
called
took too much.
erythrocytosis.
Yeah, you got that little person's sludge blood.
Everybody knows that dwarves are not supposed to get the sludge blood.
Yeah. Well, you started with, I'm now granted, I've took more than
Wait a minute, you don't have to do a voice. Now you were doing a voice.
No, I'm saying,
that's the first time in the show you've ever done a voice. You were like, you were doing a voice.
Any time did we say you could take as much as you want and no side effects?
But you have said, you like to, overclock it a bit, to use computer terms.
Because of the testosterone. I actually had to go to a cardiologist and do stress tests and everything, and which I failed.
Man.
My heart is working too hard to pump this thick blood, and they were prepared to go in and do a triple bypass because they thought my arteries were so blocked.
I'm sorry, dude.
We did the cath lab, and it was all clear, but they found out my blood levels and red blood cells and hematocrit are so high that's causing my blood to be very, very, very thick.
Your blood has turned into a milkshake.
And caused damage to my heart. And it's called erythrocytosis. And it was because of the testosterone. So I had to, come off of that and probably just actually take the proper dose. I know. But, so if you guys would like to talk about it, I'd be more than happy to tell you the whole story because it's kind of long and involved. But, one of the things to look out for with high testosterone. I do think it's rare though, so, and I am a proponent of it still. But I just thought I'd
So
share
you've
my
told us
experience.
nothing, sir.
I like that.
Good
I
show.
like that.
Good
I'm back
work.
where I started. I like
Easy
this.
on me.
I love this
This guy
man.
came back around. This
know what?
muscle, you are now
He's like,
muscle.
I am at fault.
Yeah.
I started on a journey.
It's a long journey, except the journey is just I took the wrong dose and
Yeah.
some bad things happened.
And he's like, but I'm good.
but it's my
I
fault, and I'm
am-
still a proponent.
I am muscle dwarf.
And
Proceed with your tea.
yeah. The journey got me back to where I was.
That was a great. I got to tell you, that wrapped up like a Matlock episode, right? Like it had an ending and everything. That was great.
You know what? So I was familiar with the fact that if you abuse any drug of any sort, that it
Bad
will
things
have
could happen, yeah.
repercussions.
Right, that is-
and that's what I'm saying is if you get a doctor and if you have low testosterone and if the doctor's monitoring you and your testosterone levels like in the way they should, now you got to throw a lot of money at it, and that's why it's expensive. But if they're doing that and they keep you within a normal level, it could have beneficial effects to your life. And that's what it seems like the overall narrative is to anybody who takes testosterone is, this.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is, though, once you get on it, you can't really get off because you're going to have to wean yourself off of it, and then you're going to get back to not feeling as good.
Ween.
So that we have to get on it forever, right? And that is
well, anything forever, whenever anybody ever tells me anything other than living forever, if you say anything other than that, I'm like, I don't know about
so that makes me want to postpone getting on it for a while.
testosterone. Postponed.
Because
Coming soon.
when are
Do you think
gonna-
you'll ever get off Adderall?
I don't see why if it has beneficial effects. Now, if someone tells me, like my
Or
doctor,
if your doctor said, like, hey, it might be doing this to you, I think it's...
yeah. I
you get
ask
off
him
of it.
every time, and he's like, no, you're on a small 10 milligrams is fine. Take it for whatever. It's like it's not going to do anything negative to you. Now, that's one doctor. Who knows? And I'm not going to deep dive it because I'm sure I'll find an article online saying so like even 10 milligrams of Adderall has some sort of negative effect. But you can find anything like that.
Okay, I want
So
every...
I'll just trust my doctor and then keep going.
I want to do 1 milligram of everything.
It won't do anything.
I want just a little bit of everything in me at all times.
You need more.
Give me then 2 milligrams.
Dude, I heard that
Uh-oh. You're
I
about
had
to-
heard.
Yeah, that's when he's about to say he did it.
these ultra runners, they microdose mushrooms and THC while they're ultra running, and it has it's a benefit.
Zones
to-
them out, right?
It gets you
Kind
to
of, or focuses, rather, I should say.
I guess it gets you to the runner's high faster. So it usually takes like 20 miles and then you
For it
get
to
it
kick
or
in,
whatever,
yeah.
and then this will get you there pretty
You
quick.
yeah, I've heard of this. Yeah,
and then there's
cyclists do it too.
and then you hear about microdosing all types of things, mushrooms and other. Like,
Yeah.
I'm,
Well,
that's-
you're really supposed
what
to
I'm dealing with,
microdose marijuana.
yeah.
You're not supposed to just
No,
get
overdose
like,
it, yeah.
super blasted every single time, sit down there and fall asleep during Seinfeld.
So I'm sure it matters with like microdosing amphetamines, right? 10 milligrams seems to be benefiting me, and so I don't know unless I find out that it's harming my heart in certain or my liver in a certain way or whatever. Then I'd have to weigh that in.
Yeah.
Or like the benefits, like offsetting.
Everything must be considered. Let's do one more.
All right, what's up, Tom, Dan, and Sam? First question I have for you guys. So I'm not going to do it just because whatever. But why does everybody, when we leave you voicemails, have to like introduce like BDM from so and so? Now I blame it on Zach. I think he started off saying Zach from Ohio, right?
He listened to
But let's be on point.
Did we hear this one?
I think so.
Oh, I thought maybe we did this when you and I were in here. But yeah, I like it when people announce where they're listening from. I think it's kind of cool.
Not everyone does it, but I don't know.
No one knows how
Or
to
is
start.
Tom gonna crap all over it again about too many details?
No,
No,
I like
no,
it. I
that's-
like the details.
Because you need a start. Like the show, I think about this where we're like, welcome to a corporate time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom. Like we probably don't need to do that.
Right.
There's very little people listening for
Maybe
the first
that's why
time.
they do it, because we introduce ourselves, so they introduce themselves.
I would agree with what Tom said and what you said. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of that. And the only reason we do that is because we come from a traditional radio background. That's why.
And
No other reason.
Conversations are greeted or they have like initial greetings. They're like, hey, how's it going? Then you go into it.
Yeah.
So like you're waiting for the voicemail.
But everybody used to do, like, I don't leave voicemails very often
Me
anymore,
neither.
but didn't you used to do that when you would leave a voicemail? You'd
Yeah.
be like, hey, it's so-and-so, even though people had, like, caller ID already.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't like it when, and this is maybe dumb old man, but I'm trying to tread lightly on it. I don't like it when people don't tell me who they are, because sometimes the connection is weird, or
or they expect you to know their voice, and you're like,
yeah,
I don't know
and I like, just tell me who you are, like, and normally, yes, can I figure it out from the number? Normally, because I'll have you in there. But if I don't have you in there, when people go like, hey, pick me up, I hate that. Or like, hey, we're running late, sorry. I'm like, well, I don't know who you are.
I often talk to people where it takes me 30 seconds into the conversation to figure out who I'm even talking to.
Is that terrifying to you?
No.
Walk me through that. What are you doing micro-calculation-wise in your brain when you're meeting somebody? Like when we bring a guest in, and I know who it is, and Sam knows who it is, and you don't know who it is, and you're texting us to get their name, are you at all, is there any anxiety fluttering at all?
Only if I know I have to say their name, but I already have a backup. It's like a magician's trick.
But you don't sweaty pit like me. You don't get a sweaty pit like me. You're not like hot under the collar.
I will if I have no outs, but my out is always just to say the company. Like, hey, this company's here.
Yeah.
and then
that's called the hourglass.
And then I'll be like, there's probably no other point in this interview that I'll have to like specifically reference the person's name.
You're 20 minutes into the future.
No, I was just like, there'll be no time I'll have to say the person's name and during the interview. I can't imagine I'll have to be like, so tell me, Jen. Like, I'll just be like, tell me, and I'll look at them. Now, there's
ways to omit people's names.
If I know, though, I am going to have to say someone's name, and I don't know
Say my name.
My anxiety will skyrocket to the point where I'll become...
Pass out.
Oh my God. I won't be able to function. I'll be like, oh my God. That's where you freeze. Yeah. Although I've built in so many safeguards in my life to ever get to that point, but eventually I'll get there. Especially I'm starting to slip as an old man.
Yeah, you'll throw it to me sometimes. And I'll be like, he threw it to me because he doesn't know the person's name. And he doesn't want to poop his pants.
As I get older, I do start to care less. And then I'm just like, it doesn't.
That's what's happening
to me. Being embarrassed in front of people, I'm just like, oh, whatever.
That's what's happening to me.
Who cares?
I've had a couple moments where I've done something, like when I walked out that fire exit and the alarm was going off and everything, I was like, you know what? I am old enough to do this now, proudly.
Yeah, you just do dumb old man things, and then you're just like,
just another dumb old man in the machine.
Yeah. I see the ending. All right.
Let's. We got to get out of here, don't we?
Yeah, that's it.
Anything to plug before we get?
We got Science Night Live coming up June 10th at 8 p.m.
And they got that dog exhibit going on now. If you haven't checked that out, it's really, really cool at the Orlando Science Center. If you've ever wondered, like, how your dog's hearing works, or how your dogs are evolved from, like, maybe a wolf into the domesticated, cute little peepee dog that is sitting on your lap and kissing your face. Well, they have 12 different interactive dog exhibits that you can go with your family and check out, and it's really, really cool. And it's all about the life and times of our four-legged friends.
My brother-in-law's family drove from Melbourne over to the Science Center for the Science of Dogs.
Oh, very cool.
And the kids loved it.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
All the exhibits they have. And so, I mean, it's you should check it out for sure.
Yeah. Go check that out. And, guys, we will see you tomorrow.
That's it. Cool.
Let me get an intro.
Yes, ma'am. That was good.
And then we got a few commercials and stuff to do.
That goes...
Wednesday, 3.
And we have 1, 2, and 3?
Yes.
What are we doing for 4? Do we know yet?
Don't know.
I like that. All right. See you guys.